Okay, what's going on, guys? My name is Daniel Whitfield, and I decided I wanted to make a video, basically. I guess first and foremost, I'll start off with is you guys all know I'm pretty much the god of the drone world, or I reach God mode in the drone world for the most part. You can see me on podcasts, on websites, different events and stuff. And I've worked a lot of cool events. I got to go to a lot of unique places. I've worked with a lot of police departments, fire departments, rail system, pretty much everything. All the main or all the biggest um, companies you could think of. So I decided, even though I've reached God mode, things have kind of slowed down with automation, just with a lot of docks and stuff, DJI docks. So it's kind of cool. I was I was happy to be on what I call God mode, but I kind of got bored. That's the thing about being in God mode. It just with anything like games, you realize it's the challenge or the journey it's the journey, not the destination, that makes the adventure fun. It's not, once you reach the destination, it's no longer exciting, no longer thrilling. So I decided I would share some information for the younger people coming up. So you guys know I'm 34, and I see a lot of younger people that are quite lost, actually. My number one piece of information, if you want to become a full-time drone pilot, like a full-time drone pilot, where you just fly pretty much 40 hours out of the week, or however many hours you work, become a police officer. Police are, they're called ASO, which is Air Support Officers, and the police are, they basically their job duties is to just fly non-stop, basically clearing calls, or going to a call that might not be high priority, so they don't waste valuable police resources, stuff like that. Basically surveillance, alarm calls, all that stuff to keep the community safe. It will be some chases or stuff like that, but the cool thing about becoming a police officer or an ASO, air support officer, is that you'll get to fly a majority of the time. Like, most of your time will be flying. You'll have extra duties like paperwork and other things, but for the most part, you'll just be flying a drone. You won't really be capturing like images per se that you might want to see, but basically just aerial surveillance. Number two, I'm gonna rank these in the order of most flight hours or most flight time, is delivery. Now, a lot of these jobs might not be as prevalent. I know everybody hates Amazon, but there's companies like Amazon, Zipline, and a few other ones. I forget the name, but you can get a job with them, and they'll primarily have you flying, to houses or businesses to deliver packages. A lot of it's going towards automation though, so basically it's kind of like with the dogs. They just plug an address in and send a drone to drop off the package, while you just monitor it. So that's going to be kind of iffy. It's kind of dicey. They're trying to automate that, kind of like driverless cars, and just have like one individual watching over all of the different drones delivering through Part 108. So that's another avenue, but you might not get to fly as much. A lot of flight is automation anyway. That's why I say being a police officer is the best avenue, because you get to fly. You can automate some of the flight to the location that you're going, but the thing about police calls and drones is so you have logical reasoning. A drone has efficiency. You know what to look for, what to find. The drone can do what you can't do as quickly. Um, the drone can get to the scene quicker, a couple minutes, especially if you're in a smaller city, or the drone can zoom in, thermal, things you can't do as a police officer. So with being a police officer, you'll definitely get a lot of flight time, a lot of just overall fun with the drone, and a lot of exciting calls too. Delivery, uh, not as fun, but you'll still be flying. Number 3 is the fire department. I've worked with the fire department. With the fire department, you're not going to fly as much unless you live in a city with a lot of pyromaniacs, which I don't think anybody wants to live in a city like that. But there's not going to be as many fires to put out, but you will have duties. You can implement drones into firefighter of scanning, surveying areas to potential fire hazards or potential to create a wildfire in that particular area. You will if you do get a fire or a building or anything, then you'll launch a drone, depending if there's a TFR or not, because sometimes they'll use helicopters or those spraying helicopters. So that's another avenue you could look into. So that's 3. Police, most prevalent. Delivery, not as exciting, but still flights. Fire department, it's a tool, not a solution. So, it's a tool in your tool belt. You can't really make it the solution. That's another topic I'm going to touch on right after I give the last job that you can get flying drones full time, and that is telecom. Those telecom companies, a lot of telecom companies. So it's kind of iffy, but a lot of telecom companies will hire drone pilots to survey or scan their towers, their towers and stuff, power lines and all that. So you can get a job with a telecom company. Some of them will contract it out to DSPs, which DSPs, obviously you're not going to make a living with DSPs for the most part, but a lot of telecom companies, they'll contract it out, and then some will hire you to do inspections on their towers and things like that. So they'll send you out, you'll have a route, and you'll go out and you'll scan this tower, you got to get access. And then I know a lot of them use the Mavic 3E, the enterprise model, to create these digital twins with a camera at a ground station as well. So there's that. Of course, you have to have a little extra knowledge. And then there's the 5th one is surveying. A lot of I'm trying to think what it is. It's surveying a lot of mass landscapes for projects like construction companies and stuff like that. Again, it's another tool. You won't be primarily a drone pilot, but you'll have a lot of duties that involve drone operations. So that's why I put these in the order. So it's 1, police officer. You get consistent flights. 2, delivery. Not as well, you don't fly as much, but still it's mainly drone operation. 2, fire department. 3, telecommunication companies for scanning their towers, creating their 3D images of their towers to look for any issues with the tower or anything like that. And 4 is or 5 or whatever is the construction companies and surveying. So those are the 5 main ways to become a drone pilot or make money as a consistent career. So my next piece of information is, I guess, DSPs. One, a majority of DSPs are straight trash. If you're gonna do DSPs, just realize it's just fun money. It's either paid practice or you're getting paid to create a demo reel. That's pretty much it. DSPs can tend to be quite inconsistent and unreliable. They don't ever seem to pay on time. They always seem to have a ton of issues. They never really offer a lot of quality for what you provide, and you're underpaid when it comes to DSPs. The job I have is unique because it was basically a DSP for emergency services. So, that's the other point. Emergency services. That's where you can always become a full-time drone pilot. And 6, I forgot to mention, the military. You can, depending on how you feel about the military, you can become a drone pilot for the military. But there's surveillance. I don't recommend you. Not recommend taking anybody out, because truth is, for the most part, it's just for rich people. It's not really for homeland security, but the military is another avenue to become a full-time drone pilot. You'll do R&D, which is research and development. You'll do surveying, reconnaissance, and unfortunately, you may have to drop bombs on people, and you don't really get to decide because it's not a civilian job. So, those are the 6. Those are the 6 avenues to becoming a full-time, consistent drone pilot, making more money. Anyways, back to the point I was talking about, which is my job. My job was, I was a full-time employee in my company. Basically, we would do work for police departments. I'd assist in a lot of operations, like a lot. I assist in many different operations. I'd sometimes fly the drone. Sometimes we fly multiple drones to keep continuous surveillance, back to back, doing handoffs. I worked in SWAT operations. I worked in many different operations. I worked even FIFA, doing security for once I mentioned FIFA, you guys will know which company I worked for. But I worked for FIFA to do drone surveillance to keep people safe and stuff, providing intelligence to a crime center. I pretty much led that operation. I led many different operations. I led a lot, and I realized something to my point about hitting God mode is not even the police could keep up with me in the drone world. Not even the police were able to match my speed. Nobody was. Nobody at this company, not the owners, not even the managers. Even in a lot of my drone racing stuff, you can see, I put a picture up, I became number 1. A lot of stuff in the country, in the drone world. I've had events, I've done podcasts, been on websites, been turned into a cartoon. And a lot of that stuff has slowed down. I was on God mode. Nobody was able to match me. Nobody was able to keep up with me. No one was able to challenge me, but I'm okay with it. I had a lot of power in a lot of this stuff. I had a lot of influence, and as things are kind of winding down, I'm going on to new adventures. I need more challenges in my life. I need more excitement. I can retire a legend. I usually say die a legend, but I'm not ready to die. It's kind of a cyberpunk thing. Oh, by the way, that was my nickname too. I was Adam Smasher in the drone world because I would just smash through and get everything completed without fail. So yeah, I'm retiring a legend, guys. I'm the legend. I'm the god of the drone world. So hope to see a lot of the younger generation come up, do well. Hopefully I'll be remembered. And I remember I pushed this entire continent, entire North American continent, to having some of the best drone imagery, drone operations, drone technology. And so, happy for what I did. I'll show you guys where I'm at. This is where I am. This abandoned little center is kind of cool. It's kind of a cool end to my journey too. Like, I'm in this little abandoned complex, and so many people I worked around, and I sit on a throne surrounded by emptiness. So yeah, automation brought about an end to me, or this world for me. But hey, I'm excited for my next challenge that is yet to be determined. So you guys should see me soon. Appreciate everything. Appreciate everyone. All the police officers I worked with. All the cool people I met. Everyone. You guys are all cool. Thanks for all the support. All the cool companies I've worked with. All the people that had me on their podcast or made pictures of me or turned me into a cartoon. Like, you guys turned me into a legend. And I pushed this continent, North America, mainly America, because this is my country and I'm proud to be American. I pushed it to new heights. So peace out, guys.